Alright guys, I thought I'd do a video sort of going over the whole C4 situation. Um, I was going to do like a huge video of like my whole search for it and hopefully us finding it eventually, all in one video. The thing is, it's going to be so many hours of editing because I've spent so many hours doing it. We've come up with so many theories that I don't even know if it's going to be possible, to make it as good as I want it to. Well, it's probably possible, but I don't know if I want to put in that much time. I think it could be a really cool video, but it would take a lot of time. So basically, how it started is Tony come to me and he's like, okay, well, I'm just letting you know we're looking for C4. Or maybe it was Max. It was Max or Tony. We're looking for C4 somewhere out there. We're looking for it. There's something out there to find, right? No clue. There's no clue, so we're just looking everywhere on the map. Really, it's like you're trying to like draw conclusions like, oh, it might be at a nuclear plant or some shit, right? But then we get a clue, right? Someone in the city gets a clue. And he shares it with us. He doesn't show us the clue, he shares it with us. And all he says is, I could show the video, but it's just, he just says a bunch of numbers and where the numbers are on the paper. No one had any visuals, so what I did, I went along and made the visuals, right? This is how I seen it from what people were telling me, which in hindsight is pretty close to what it actually is, right? But then I started going crazy trying to work it out with this. Obviously, a lot of people, like, obviously I see 731. Obviously, there's no postcode 731. So I'd have gone to the closest one, 728, 137, 317. Think of any combination, 73, 17. Actually, I haven't been to 17, actually, to be honest. It's on a boat. I've been to 13. But, yeah, all we knew was the 7 was big, and there was all these letters. We also thought of recipes, 7 steel, 3 radios. We don't know. We tried one I personally haven't tried a lot of recipes. I've tried probably 40 recipes. I know 88 Hills have probably tried 1,000, right? Of different recipes. So I was going crazy and I was like, we need another meeting with this guy. I need to ask more questions because this is the clue we sent, and it just wasn't clear exactly where things were. So I went back and I made another one. This was more accurate to what he was saying. It still isn't nowhere really that close, but the rip was more correct. Then I asked some more questions, and this is what I came to. I think the next day or the same day we actually got a physical clue of what it actually looked like, which is this on screen, right? I thought like after working on the piece of paper, like after like searching the area with this clue, I was like, dude, if we see the clue, we're gonna get it. We are going to get it, dude. But then once I seen it, I was more confused. I was like, okay, what the fuck are all these fonts? Why is it different fonts, different sizes? What's this smudge? What's this smudge? The smudge has been fucking with me the whole time. I don't know if there's something behind the smudge. I don't know if the smudge is meant to point you towards something. I don't know if the smudge is a clue. Because a lot of people think STE, okay, it's a recipe and it's steel. But I've done some editing, and if you take the E, if you crop it out and move it across, if you move the E across, see like over there, there's not enough room for the same type of font L, right? So a lot of people are thinking, oh, hardened steel, but that doesn't make sense, right? For it to be, just doesn't fit for it to be an L. So I don't know if the clue was just made incorrectly and it is steel or hardened steel and it is a recipe. I personally don't waste a lot of time on recipes because I feel like if I guess a recipe, it's just luck. Personally, like it's just luck that I guessed it. But if I find a location, if I draw a conclusion to a location, I feel like I feel very smart in my brain. So it's just like a self-accomplishment thing. So I'm going to go over all the things that I've thought of, basically. So what was obviously originally I was going to all the locations. Then I Googled every single street in the city. I went through them all. There's 2 with STE. There's one up near like off Vespucci. It's called Steelway, Stele, or maybe it's double E. But even that doesn't fit that well. And then there's a road down here called Lowenstein Boulevard, I think it's called, which at the end of Lowenstein Boulevard is the coordinate 73. I was like, okay, that kind of links. Let's go to the end of Lowenstein. And let's look at 73. So 73, nothing. RA, I didn't find this out till very late in my search, and I was like, oh my god, this might be it. RA in the city. I thought originally like the RA font is like, okay, it's like a business name. It looks like a business font or like a location font. Like it looks like a font from the city. Could not find it. But there's a part of the map in the city called Rancho, which is like this lower part here, kind of like just off Grove. It's called Rancho. I don't know if there's anything in the city actually called Rancho, but if you look on the official like GTA wiki, this part of the city is actually called Rancho. I searched all of that. I was actually like very excited because I thought this part of the city gives off the vibes of like criminal activity, right? And I was like, okay, this actually might be it. I've checked 17, which is a boat here. Then I kind of went really in deep into shit, and I changed all the letters into numerical values. So I'll get that up for you guys, just so you guys can see what the fuck I'm talking about. Alphabet to numerical. Sorry, one moment. So, yeah, just like simple as this. So obviously A is 1, 2 is B, whatever, right? So yeah, I changed them all. So S is 19, T is 20, E is 5. So I was thinking like, so we got 719, right? So this is actually kind of a coincidence. This is pretty crazy. So if you go 719, I'll get a line. Oh, I don't want it that big. We'll make it red, right? If you go here, 719, and you draw a straight line, oh, I can't draw. 719 straight to pillbox. You can actually, oh my god, I can't get a straight line. This is just, hold up, sorry chat. It would have been better doing this on Paint, to be honest. You can get a straight line to 719, okay? And then 201, so 20 T and 1 here. So we got 719, so 719, and 21, so 201. 201 is actually pillbox, right? And then there's a straight line to 35, which is 3E, right? 3E is 35. So it's like a straight line straight from here down to here, if you like tilt it a little bit. This is like how crazy I was going with it. So that's 35, you got pillbox, and you go up to there. So yeah, it's a little bit more, it's not exactly a straight line, it's a little bit off. So I was like, okay, so we've tied in a lot of shit here, right? But we haven't tied in RA. So I went to all those locations. 35 was actually very interesting, because I went to 35, and there was like crafting benches there, right? Like what crafting benches look like, but you couldn't interact with them. You know how there's crafting benches in the city? At 35, there was crafting benches, but I couldn't interact on third eye wasn't working. So I was like, okay, what's the RA? Okay, the RA could be railway. Okay, so the only railway that intersects with this line is actually right off 35. I searched all of that there. I searched around that railway and nothing. Maybe RA is also numerical value, which is RA is 1, is also R is 18, A is 1. So I went to 181, which is like over here. So if you like draw another line, right? If you draw another line, kind of looks like an upside down 7, right? But what the fuck does that mean? That doesn't give me anything. Maybe it's a triangle? I don't know. See, we're just like going crazy mode here. I just don't think they would have put that much thought into it. That's too complex, I feel. Some other things I've done is grabbed the actual piece of the map and like make it smaller and like try to see where it fits in the map. Like it kind of looks like Great Ocean Road a little bit if you like put it in there. I was like going all around the map trying to like follow the roads and stuff. Also changed all the alphabet numbers, sorry, all the letters to numbers, right? So you end up with G, S. So the 7 is a G, then you have STE, the 3 is a C, the 1 is an A, and then you obviously have RA. The only word you can make out of that is cartridges. So, I don't know. What does that lead you to? Cartridges. That's the only word you can make out of those letters. Obviously, there's so many recipes you can come up with. So, like, everyone's thought, like, maybe it's 7 steel, 7 titanium, 7 engine fluid or elastic bands. There's the possibility, like when I feel like when you're trying to find a location, the possibilities, it's hard to tie in everything, but with recipes you tie in too much stuff. There's so much information because like, yeah, like what the fuck is it? So yeah, I've googled every single word in the dictionary with the letters STE in that order. Doesn't have to be at the start, the end, the middle, literally every word. I looked through them all. There were some interesting ones that kind of rang a bell. I was like, but nothing really stuck out that much. There was like doorstep, and I was like, okay, doorstep somewhere, maybe, or master. I thought maybe it's like a master room. Like every time I find like an apartment complex, that has numbers on the doors, I get really excited. Like when I was in Rancho, right? This is an apartment block, so I was like, okay, so we've got RA's Rancho. Let's just say it is. Now we've got these apartment blocks with numbers on them. So I go to room 7, I go to room 17, I go to room 13, go to room 3, I go to room 1. Like when I see these room numbers, I get excited because I can actually tie those numbers in with something on the clue. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. What else have we tried? Obviously been to 713. I spent a lot of time at 713. Which is just off here because it is right next to David's house, which is interesting, but I don't know what else could be there. Like I've looked like at a lot of spots around there, and there's just nothing. There's literally just nothing. Because I was thinking maybe it's 713 doorstep, but what? It's so hard to tie in everything into a location. Even like, I'm at the point of giving up until we get the next clue, but it's just so, I just want to get it. And I just feel like, surely it's gettable. Surely it's solvable from what we can see. Otherwise, David would have given another clue by now. But it seems like he backs us in to find it out, but it's just, so many people have tried so many things, it's just hard. But overall, this has been like the best experience I've had on a server because this is just something so different. Like, it's something so fresh. There's no one in the city that knows it. Well, obviously there's some people, like the, people that created it. But this is just awesome. I think, like, in the moment, it fucking sucks. But we're going to look back on this and be like, this was actually fucking awesome. Like, we're searching the city, trying to draw clues. We're all working together. Originally, it was just literally 88 Hill and myself basically looking for it. But we've kind of expanded on that and let everyone in to, like, hopefully push David to give us another clue. I'm just trying to think what else I've obviously searched and waited, like, even before we knew there was C4 before we even had a clue. Even the when he gave us the letters just randomly, we were still looking for it. I was going to the airspace here, Humane Labs, RA could be ranch. We searched the ranch. You think of it, we've probably thought of it. Like, when people actually come up with new theories, I'm like, oh, even if it's fucking stupid, it's like good to hear. Like, yes, let's just go look at that. Like, it's actually refreshing to go and to hear new ideas. But maybe we're thinking about it completely wrong. Maybe it's not a recipe or a location. But from what I've talked to a lot of people are certain it's a recipe. Originally, I was like, dude, there's no way it's a fucking recipe. Because unless David had this planned the whole time, it doesn't make sense for it to be a recipe. Because mathematically, it's impossible. It's not impossible. It's highly fucking improbable that you're going to guess a recipe. Because there's, like, I don't know if people understand this exactly when I say it. There's so many possibilities of recipes because there's so many materials and you can put a different quantity for every material. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's too many variables and numerical values for it to mathematically guess a recipe. I doubt anyone in the city has ever guessed a recipe. It's literally, there's probably a way you can look at it, like how the chances of guessing something with X amount of variables with X amount with Y amount of values. That's why I'm a little confused. Like, maybe David, had these clues planned all along. I don't know if he did. That's why it doesn't make sense to me in my head that it's a recipe, unless he wanted this to be like a hunt and he was going to give clues the whole time. then it makes sense for it to be a recipe. But if he didn't plan for all this, like maybe he thought we were actually going to find it, it has to be a location. That's what I had in my head for ages. I was like, there's no way he would like let us spend hours in the city looking for shit that isn't achievable, right? But I don't know anymore. I honestly don't know. I don't know if like David's like been following the stream about how much we've been looking, how much like different theories we've come up with. I try to come up with at least one good one every night, but I'm running out of ideas. I've thought of like what's off the piece of paper. What's off the piece of paper? Because we're always looking at the piece of paper and looking to finish it, right? But there's got to be. This is only a quarter of the paper, or half, or fucking whatever. We don't know how big the piece of paper is either. So like, what's off the piece of paper? So when I first started, when we were looking at these old ones, I was like, okay, it's probably like 24/7. It's like a 24/7 store, right? But then, so I went to every 24/7 store. But like what? And I was like, what else is STE? Obviously, that's the end of the word if it's on the edge of the paper, but it wasn't. It's like, is it hardened steel? But there's no EL on the end. It's just a smudge. What's the smudge mean? Is the smudge gunpowder? Like, it's a never-ending battle. But at the moment, this fucking sucks. But we're gonna look back at this, and this has been a really good moment in the city since I've been here. I think it's gonna make hitting the pack so much more rewarding, so much more fun, and it obviously rewards the developers because like they've spent I don't know how long they spent on the whole bank thing, like fixing it up, bringing the C4 in. But why would they want to bring that in, tell us instantly, us hit the pack, and then everyone in the city knows how to do it in 2 days? Why not drag it out, make it this huge experience? Like right now, like even I'm complaining. I'm like, fucking fuck you, David. But like, I don't even know if David made the fucking bank thing, right? I don't know if he's just the one giving out clues. But overall, I fucking think it's awesome. In hindsight, it's going to be just a good experience overall. It's just in the moment, it fucking sucks. Because it's just like, I don't even know if I would want to know if David's, if I was like, if I had a choice, like, okay, we're going to tell you if it's a recipe or a location. I don't know if I'd want to know. I don't know if I want to almost find out from the clues rather than just be gifted, I don't know. Some people are saying they're almost certain it's a recipe. I pray to God it's not a fucking recipe, dude. I just haven't spent enough time on recipes because I just know other people are. And like, there's just so many things it could be if it's a recipe. So many things, especially because you don't see the whole piece of paper. It's madness. But tying in a location, and think how many locations everyone's been to in the city. Think how many locations people have been to. We went to the island. That's how desperate we were. Like, we've been to so many spots, it's like crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to go over. I'll probably do I don't know. It's going to be so hard to do a proper video of like the whole journey of like the C4 hunt. But it's been fun streaming it. All of chat, like trying to come up with ideas. It's funny when people comment in the chat, like when they just jump in and they're like, oh, maybe it's a postcode. It's like, oh, fucking hell, I didn't come up with that in the first 3 seconds. It's just hilarious. Some people have come up with some decent ideas. But yeah, a lot of people, I don't know. It's just hard. People come in and it's like, oh, maybe 7 steel, 1 titanium, 3 engine fluid, 1 radio. It's like, yeah, well, we thought of that, obviously. Like, but I don't know. I came to hopefully get another clue soon. I hope it's still hard, though. I hope the clue, like, that's the weird thing. I hope we, like, just get it. I hope the clue's fucking hard and we just get it after, like, 2 days. That's my ideal world. I hope we get it on the next clue. Because if we have, like, imagine we get another clue and we still have no fucking idea. Everyone's going to lose their minds. It's going to be so fucking funny. But, yeah. That's it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.